Welcome to episode 9 of the Connecticut Wedding Channel. My name is Jim Collins, and I'm the owner of Collins Entertainment. Every week, we chat with professionals offering help to couples who are overwhelmed about the process of hiring their vendors. Today on our show, we have Kalee Brunelle from the Farmington Gardens. Kalee, thanks for being on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
What are some helpful tips that you could offer for couples who are searching to find the right venue for their wedding day?
Sure. I think the biggest thing is really sitting down and having a conversation about what's most important to you first. So I think it's really appealing to kind of jump in and start looking at venues right away. But really the number one thing you want to do is get a list of the top 5 things that are musts for your venue, because that way you can eliminate a lot of them right away before kind of taking that time going there and then figuring it out. It's not the right one for you. So I think a big one is what amenities we have already here on site. So of course, what the venue includes versus what would be an additional rental. So the nice thing about us is we have everything on site as far as tables, chairs, linen, all of our catering is on site. So it's kind of a one-stop shop. Some couples, of course, like to do more of a tented reception. So then you're bringing in all those different rentals. But if rentals are something that are not appealing to you, that's definitely a big one that people ask me all the time is kind of what's included, what do we already not have to worry about versus what do we have to bring in.
That's a huge accommodation right there.
For us, we do on-site ceremonies. And the nice part about it is probably, I safely can say about 90% of our couples get married on site. We have multiple locations here, so the most popular being our pergola, but we do have a water feature as well, and a huge point for us is that we have an on-site rain location that is not your dance floor. So that is a huge selling point for us, because a lot of folks are looking for something that where they know automatically they have a plan B, they don't have to worry about it. And we actually have this space right here that I'm sitting in is our greenhouse space, but then also acts as your inclement weather location for your ceremony. So a huge relief for those folks who are looking for that automatic rain location. Other amenities, we actually are, I think, a fairly large capacity here. So we seat up to 340. So a great service there. We can do larger sized weddings, Indian weddings, all things of that nature. And because of our catering is on site, then we can also adapt to special needs based on dietary needs, cultural influences. Our chefs are really versatile. So it's kind of as I mentioned, a one-stop shop, and we're really customizable. One of my favorite things about this space is that we only host one wedding at a time and only one wedding a day. So if you're doing a smaller event with us in the nature of a baby or a bridal shower or something of that nature, we'll do a morning and an evening. But wedding wise, it's only one a day and one at a time. So we really can focus on you. And that allows us to be more hands-on with your decor, more hands-on with your setup, allows our couples to arrive at any time that they would like. So even if their ceremony, let's say, starts at 5:30, they can come at 2 o'clock and start photos. So a more versatile in that sense, timing wise, because really we don't have to worry about any other party. It's just them that day.
And I'm guessing it's a smooth flow too, because everything is on site as far as the ceremony location going into cocktail. So
exactly.
I would guess immediately after the ceremony that you'd move right into cocktail, and it's a very smooth transition because of that.
Exactly. So everything is nice and quaint. You have your ceremony right outside, filter naturally into your cocktail off of our patio, and then just one room over is the ballroom space where your reception is held. I think generally, compared to other venues, the overall facility is possibly a little smaller because we just have the cocktail space and reception space, of course our foyer as well, but our capacity is larger. So you have that nice capability in the ballroom to really customize your layout and do with it what you please. Basically, when you book, we have people who actually all of us kind of play a hand in sales, but when you book, usually about a year out, you're assigned to your wedding coordinator, and you work with that person from that year out point all the way up into your wedding day, and then that's the same person that's here on your wedding day.
That's huge.
Yeah, so you really build a really nice relationship with that person, build that trust, and then in addition to getting all of your information beforehand and kind of gathering all those details, that same coordinator handles all of your day of setup and then is there with you to make sure everything's going smoothly. And we're actually family owned and operated. So the Chabot family runs Farmington Gardens. And I think because of that, we kind of treat our clients like family. So we build that relationship with them, and we're all really close knit here.
Kalee, can you touch upon the different packages that you offer couples?
Sure. So another great thing about us is that we have actually just one package. So it is all inclusive as far as including your venue for the day. We don't have a separate venue fee or site rental fee. It's all incorporated in your price per person. And then we do have a small ceremony fee if you choose to get married on site. But everything else is already included in your package as far as all of your food services, all of your beverage services. So it's nice. I find that it's a little bit easier than trying to do that a la carte in building. You kind of can decide what specific choices you'd like within the package. But another great thing about it is because there's just that one, it's kind of a template. So you can really branch off and make your own customizations if you would like to.
Kalee, I'm sure there are circumstances that happen throughout the course of leading up to a wedding day for a couple or during the celebration itself. Can you think of a time where there was a challenge that the team had to overcome to ensure that the flow of the day was smoother for a couple?
Sure. So I think I have two examples, but the first one would be, of course, in the case of inclement weather. We had one couple that got married with us a few years ago who the weather was so iffy. It had been raining on and off, and one minute we decided to have it outside, the next we decided to have it in. But because we're only that one couple a day, we really have the flexibility of moving in and out as needed. So
Right.
in that particular instance, we ended up changing location quite a few times, setting up chairs outside, moving it back in, moving it back out, moving it back in. Ultimately, it was inside, but we definitely had to kind of act on the fly and grant the couple's wishes, but also kind of go based on the radar. So at the end, they ended up being really happy, but we were able to kind of make that adjustment last minute, which worked out well. Another example too, which is one of my favorite stories to tell, is we had a couple get married with us last June, and their bus service unfortunately ended up running very, very late. So over half of their guests were over 30 minutes late to their cocktail hour. So they had come to us and come to me and just asked if there was any way that we could extend cocktail hour because, you know, of no fault of their own, a lot of their guests were missing and they really wanted them to enjoy that cocktail time. So it was definitely something that we worked with them, and we had no problem doing that. We ended up extending their overall event and their cocktail hour by 30 minutes complimentary because we knew that was totally out of their hands. We wanted them to really get the most out of their wedding day.
Great advice. Kalee, thanks so much for sharing all the details about the Farmington Gardens. I'm sure there's couples that'll really appreciate this. Can you tell me the best way that couples can reach out and find some more information?
Sure. So probably the number one thing that we normally recommend is checking out our Facebook page. We upload photos after every wedding that we host here. So we have thousands of wedding photos on our page, and that really shows you how each room would look as set up for a wedding. We also have a virtual tour on our website, so you can actually do a step-by-step walkthrough of the venue and see that firsthand as well. And of course, we're always available by phone or email to chat with you, answer questions, and to set up a one-on-one tour with a salesperson or coordinator.
Kalee, what is the best email that couples can reach out to find more information about services?
Sure. So I can give my personal, which would be Kalee, Kalee, at farmingtongardenct.com. You would either be working with me or another one of our coordinators. Courtney is another one on our staff who works with a lot of our couples. So no matter if you email me, I'd be able to either answer your questions or direct you to the right person.
Thanks again. So if you're feeling overwhelmed about the process of selecting your vendors or just need great information about wedding vendors and venues, stay tuned. Tune in again. We hope this has been a great resource for you. And remember, all this is put together because your event matters. Until next time, take care, everyone.